I lost 180 pounds on a meat-focused way of eating, and here's what I ate today. Let me tell y'all what I done. I was craving pork chops today, so I ran to the store. I got something called a Copa pork chop. Copa. Anyway, so first off, I cut myself cutting up. But anyway, I pan-seared them, and then I microwaved some big chunks of rutabaga. And then I cut up apples into small bite-sized pieces, kind of that throwback to pork chops and applesauce. Oh, it's bleeding through. Look how thick that is, and it's bleeding through. I'm on a blood thinner. Anyway, so I had 2 pork chops, pan-seared them. Then after I microwaved the rutabaga, I think it was like 4 minutes and 4 minutes. I put that in there, and then I cut up an apple, and I put that in there. And then I bet it was in the oven probably about 10, 12 minutes. And I had that meter thermometer, it's not always perfect. So I always have to recheck. So even if you get one, don't always assume that it's 100% correct. I didn't think about it at the time, but I should have put some onions in there. So I microwaved onion just to kind of soften them up. And now I'm sauteing them just a little bit so I can have I want some onions on there too. But this is just for my plate, not later Terri. Next time Terri eats it, she can deal with if she wants onions or not. And it's funny, I don't typically eat like something super savory for my first meal on the weekend, but I am. I'll just give it a minute, and I'll come check on it in 1 minute. But anyway, so yeah, this is what we done. So maybe tomorrow's Terri can have this other pork chop. I guess it's a pork chop. Hang on, let's pull it out and see what they call it. Just a second. Copa something. Not copacetic. Look at y'all. You're digging in my trash can with me. Hang on. Come here, fella. All right, there it is. What do they call this fella? A boneless Copa-style steak. So that's what we made up. What it reminded me of was a thicker pork steak, but less fatty. Anyway, so that's what we're having. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and we're going to go eat this. So I want you to see it now the way it looks. And now I'm going to cut it up in bite-sized pieces because that's how I roll, guys. That's how I roll. And I did buy another apple for later. That's a cosmic, but this is Gala. So this afternoon, I'm going to have another apple. Okay, hello. How you doing? So, dogs woke me up around 6-something this morning. And so, like, my to-do list today, I ain't following my cleaning list. I ain't today, this week. Some weeks I do, some weeks I don't. Just depends on my mood. And maybe I will later this afternoon, but right now Terri is not. So hang on, I got to get another Band-Aid. I'm bleeding through. I'll just try to hold this down so you don't see it. I don't want it to be tagged as gore or something. But I showed my feet yesterday. YouTube might think yesterday's stuff was I'm just going to use the word inappropriate instead of the P word. They might think that I'm trying to be trying to show off my business. Anyway, I'm just being silly. So the dogs woke me up around 6. And then, so I got up, and then I went to, I put a load of laundry in. Oh, it looks like it's done, but I'll put one on here just to keep it. What it does, it helps me remember not to do something stupid. You know what I mean? Like, don't stick it in the water and be careful with it. Be careful, dear. Got to be careful with myself. Hold on, I can't talk and do it at the same time. There we go. All right. I always stick, because I am on a blood thinner, I always stick tissue underneath the Band-Aid. It helps it kind of absorb faster or better. Otherwise, I just have to change the Band-Aid out every 5 seconds. So anyway, the dogs woke me up. Hang on. This is going to be so good. You people are just going to have to go on hold for a minute. I'll show you the plate now that I got it cut up. So, hang on. You just calm yourself. Take a bite of Yeah, buddy. A little too much salt, but I'll eat it. Now let's take a bite of rutabaga. Now a piece of apple. So what I would change with that is I feel like it's harder to sear something when it's raw. So I feel like what I should have done was baked it and then do a reverse sear. I should have microwaved the apples a little bit. So whenever I microwave the rutabaga before I cook it, because rutabaga is so dense, and so by the time the heat gets to the center, the outside's mushy. But microwaving it, it kind of softens it up. So then whenever it went in the oven, it was able to kind of finish cooking and absorb the flavors and kind of turn a little bit, little looking seared, but not really seared. But I should have done that with the apples because they're a little bit on the still appley texture inside, which is fine. But anyway, I do that different. But yeah, so that's good. So yeah, so the dogs woke me up. Callie specifically was in my bed, excited and barking. I'm like, girl, don't nobody want to hear all that. And then what she does is she'll take her face. This is Callie, and she'll be back here. Bark, 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 bark. I'm like, stop it. Bark, bark, bark. And she'll get silent. I was like, Callie, go to bed. And sometimes I'm like, she'll be silent for a minute. And then the next thing you know, I'll peek and her face will be right here. Like right here. And I'll open my eye. And then her tail will wag and then she'll lick me in the face. I'm like, girl, I can't tell her no. I can't tell her no. But look over there, Miss Princess. Oh yeah, she's sleeping now. She's fine. She got up and had herself her breakfast and had herself some fun. So now she's sleeping. That girl, she's something else. Anyway, so I was craving pork chops, so I ran to Walmart, bought them, and while I was there, I got an apple to cook and an apple to eat later. I made it tomorrow. No, it probably won't last till tomorrow. Let's see, I bought two apples and then the pork chops. And then I come home, and then I've got one load of laundry that I'm doing today. I mixed my lights and darks today because there's no outer clothing that's light that needed to be washed. I wear my stuff twice. My pants sometimes 3 times. Because I go to work and I sit in an office. And I just sit there. So what I do is after something's been washed, I hang it this way so I hang it the opposite way in my closet after it's been washed. And then after I wear something, I hang it that way. So that way I know, okay, when it comes around again, I've already worn this once. I don't go by a smell test. I don't trust my nose. Because, you can't smell your own funk. So many people, the world would not smell like it does if we could smell our own funk. But anyway, so for tops, if they're hanging this way, I know to wear it. And what I'll do is I'll take that hanger out that morning and just throw it in my hanger basket. So then that way I know when I get home, there's no hanger in there, so I need to just wash it. Anyway, so nothing I wore this week had already been worn once. So on the top, the lighter colored tops. Anyway, yeah, so that's my method. So I did laundry. I have to make salads and I have to make salads and I have to make my creamies later. And I think that's really all I got. Yesterday was all about lounging. I don't like to get up and do a bunch of meal prep and stuff until after I eat. It is about 9:15 right now. So I'm going to eat this and then I'll see you later and update you. I did not record this, so that's why I gave you the details. Okay, bye. Want to know why I'm not going to do my nails? Band-Aid, Band-Aid. I've been chewing this fire out of my cuticles. Need a Band-Aid, but not really. Okay. Band-Aid, Band-Aid, Band-Aid. So for real, I'm definitely not doing my nails today. I might have to, who knows when do them. But that's hilarious. Well, I just get anxious, but, hang on just a second. But, on the bright side, I didn't wear my patch yesterday. I didn't wear the nicotine patch today. So, I'm kind of seeing if I can, because I was down to like 1.75 milligrams. So, I'm like, so anyway, so I'm trying to see if I can go without it. And I've been doing okay. I've been doing all day, but that's all right. You know what? If that's what it takes, I can leave my nails off for a week or so, just so that I can finally get off the patch and see if my taste and smell stays the same as it is, because it worked. It worked. So, all right. Anyway, yeah. So definitely not putting on my hold still, y'all. Hold still. Definitely not putting on my nails today. So, okay, bye. Y'all, I'm running out of fingertips. Oh, there's a state of emergency in Arizona. That's sad. I'm running out of fingertips to use for pushing buttons on my phone. So I got five Band-Aids. I mean, I got 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know, but just let it go. Yeah, I'm running out of, I've been using gloves, like when I'm rinsing off stuff and getting them wet. That's why I can't take my nails off too far ahead of time, because I get all, it's all right. So, what do we got? Well, I have 2 of those chicken sausages, those chicken and apple sausages, and then I have 1 of the chicken thighs. I'm kind of shaky and hungry, which is dumb because I've eaten plenty, but things just don't stay with me as good as beef, but it is what it is. This is some Polynesian, some G. Hughes ketchup, Walden Farms Thousand Island, and dill mustard. And I just kind of made a little dipping sauce for the sausages. And I can dip some of the chicken in there too. So that's that. I have me a salad, and I got my pickled veg in there. My no sugar added sweet pickles, and no sugar added bread and butter pickles, and a little bit of that corn salsa in there too. And then my usual dressing. I remade it tonight. I take a shaker cup and I dump a bottle of the Polynesian in there, and then I fill the bottle up with water and dump that in there. That's what I'm having this week. Now, if it runs low, sometimes I'll add a little Thousand Island to it, but right now it is just Polynesian and water. So, and then I think this one's the Fuji apple. It's that clear American water. I like the Fuji apple water one. And y'all, I swear this flavor is pecan sticky bun. I swear it really tastes like a honey bun. So good, so good. I was making up some creamies for the week. And I was kind of doing some, I have a whole bunch of that Equip Prime left over. So I was doing like 1 serving of one kind of keto chow, half serving of another kind, and half serving of the Equip. And so, because that one doesn't mix up very well, but Anyway, so my creamies, not tonight, but after tonight, my creamies will be a little more adventuresome. Mm-hmm. If you watch yesterday's video, my breakfast was that big old pancake thing. I tried it today with Equip Prime. Wasn't the same. I think certain, and I remember Kim Howerton talking about some protein powders are really good for baking with. And I know Keto Chow is one of them. I did not add the egg whites, but it kind of never got, when you make a pancake, the top is kind of, it's almost like a crust, like like bread has a crust, and your pancake, it's not like mushy. With the Equip Prime, it stayed a little mushy. I just wanted to experiment earlier and see how it did, and taste was fine, but the texture was just different. But again, I didn't add all the egg whites. It was just one egg with the half serving of the Equip Prime. Like I said, I just wanted to experiment. And then I also ate my apple. So those are the other two things. Those are two things I ate off camera. So I'm going to eat. That's all I got for you today. And I love you all. And tomorrow is Jesus and Judy Day. All right. And Fever Day, because we're going to be watching the Fever play. All right. Bye.